Yeah, yeah, yeah. Blue light, no sleep, price ticks like a heartbeat. Whole world loud, but the numbers talk to me. They panic, still I let the pressure build slowly. Cold hands steady where the weak hands don't be. I learned silence from watching charts bleed. Learn patience from missing entries. Now I move before the headline can reach me. Profit hits different when it's earned discreetly. Stay calm, stay calm. No hype, just timing, no luck, just climbing. They chase noise, I stay aligning. Buy low, hold tight, red day, green night, no fear, all sight. We print all night. They want fast, I want inevitable. They want high, I want measurable. Stack small, they just make it scalable. Build calm, out of unstable. Screens glow like confession booths. Market shows what you really do. Most fold when the pressure's true. I got comfortable seeing through, wheezing. No rush, just levels, no noise, just signal they move pieces. I move markets. Buy low, hold tight. Red days, green nights, no fear, all sides. We print all night. I don't fight the tide, I let it bend. Markets break, but cycles mend. If fear speaks, I let it in. I just buy where stories bend. Buy low, hold tight, red days, green nights, no fear, all sight. We print all night.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where, yes, I did make the studio a little bit brighter just to see if you guys would stop complaining. Folks, it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Friday, February the 27th. Stocks are taking a swift kick to the balls this morning, but don't you guys worry. It is, in fact, a payday Friday, so hopefully, with a little bit of luck and some quality trading, we're going to be making money off of it. Anyway, so good morning. Happy Friday, dude. I am so stoked that it's a Friday. Legitimately woke up this morning very, very excited that we're about to have the reprieve, the short reprieve of a nice weekend. This feels like it's too high. It feels like my levels are up. Nope. Then my hair, I need a haircut. Maybe I just need to be taller. I don't know, folks. Beautiful. Who do we have here? No more dark matte. I guess not. I did add another light, and I guess if I tilt my head properly, it does hide the bags under my eyes. What side of my face is this? This is my right side, so that's this key light. Ah, shit. I can't move it right now. But anyway, so we have that key light. Then we have a whole new light over there. We have this light working. This one. Where's that shadow coming from? Where's the astronaut getting that shadow? Who's giving you that shadow? Yeah, we're going to have to figure that out. I don't really understand light at a metaphysical level, but to my understanding, not even the top end physicists of our day do. Is it a wave? Is it a particle? Is it inverse matter? No one really knows these days. So we're going to be figuring that out a little bit later. But today, man, this PPI must have been bad. So if you're wondering why the market's getting hit in the balls right now, at 8:30 a.m. ET, so a mere 35 minutes ago, we got the producer price index. And you might be thinking to yourself, but Matt, that historically is not that big of a report. And you are 100% correct. Normally, this report doesn't really pack that much of a wallop. It did come in hot. The number was not good. It was higher than expected, so worse than expected inflation. But also, it was the PPI report, the producer price index report, which I'm a little surprised that this market reacted in the way it did. So, of course, we're going to be covering that. Before we get to that, we need to talk a little bit about what's going on Iran. It seems like the situation is kind of trending in the not so positive direction. So I want to chit chat about that. We have some drama here in the U.S. with our government political system. Then we have some data numbers to go over. Then we have a little bit of individual company news to go over. We got finally a resolution on the whole Netflix Warner Brothers deal, and it looks like Paramount is going to be victorious. Jack Dorsey, formerly of Twitter, now running Block, he just completely torpedoed his company in terms of the personnel, and now the stock is ripping. A little bit of drama with the U.S. government, specifically the Pentagon and Anthropic running Claude. And speaking of Claude, I'm very, very excited to show you guys something that I built out yesterday using Claude, because if you were here, yesterday I got brand new monitors and the font was super small. So I actually used Claude to build out a whole new chart trader for Ninja to make it a little bit easier on the eyes for all of you and for myself included. And I'm pleased to report that it looks awesome. So I want to show you guys that. And then, of course, the market's going to be going dingity ding ding ding, which means not only are we going to be attempting to make money, but hopefully we can crush this Payday Friday. Now, folks, if you haven't already, first of all, subscribe, turn on your notifications, whether you're on Rumble or Facebook or YouTube or MySpace. Find the little bell icon, click on that, turn your notifications to on all so you don't miss any of the updates, the shows, any of that important stuff. And obviously, if you're here right now, it would be a great help to me if you guys could absolutely just destroy the like button. Take your mouse and smash it into your table. If you're on a keyboard, break that too. Don't just hit the like button this morning. I want to see actual destruction here. So that would help me out greatly. And with all of that in mind, maybe it's time we get rocking on today's show. Let me switch it up a little bit. Dow futures tumble 500 points after hot wholesale inflation reading. Tech stocks decline. So right now in pre-market, bit of a bloodbath. The SPY is below the low of yesterday. The Qs are below the low of yesterday. The Russell is below the low of yesterday. Bitcoin is trading at 66, diving from 68, 69. So as of this moment, there's a lot more red than anything else. But I want to remind you, as recently as yesterday, we started off very green and it turned red. So it's one of these things of just because we start in an extreme doesn't mean it has to keep going that way. There's very much fake out. So I just want to throw that out there that, yes, we are seeing red, and the day would be easier just to ride on the continuing trend. So I'm not saying it wants to reverse it. In fact, I find life to be way easier with whatever the trend is overnight. If that continues, it's easy to hop onto that train and make more money. But with that being said, of course, it can reverse. So we need to be on the lookout for that. So I'll be breaking down some of the specifics of today and the day trading and the key levels. But before we do that, U.S. and Iran wrap up quote-unquote most intense nuclear talks with no deal, more negotiations ahead. The latest round of U.S.-Iran talks has been the most intense so far, according to the Iranian foreign minister. Both sides agreed to further negotiations with a focus on Iran's nuclear program and U.S. termination of sanctions on Tehran. Analysts have warned of risks of a military clash in the region should the two sides fail to reach any meaningful breakthrough in the impasse. So they're being described as tense. It seems like they're not really making much headway, and even other countries are starting to take notice. Breaking: China warns all citizens to leave Iran immediately. So This is something that I don't want to just call out for today, but it feels like every Friday I have to remind you guys, like over the weekend, things could definitely get worse. So I just want to put this on your radar. I have no specific military strategy prediction of what will happen, what won't happen. I guess if you're on Twitter and you want to watch the Pentagon pizza tracker to see if things are going nuts, yeah, you might want to do that. But I just need to put this on your radar, do my duty to let you guys know that this could get a little bit tense. Federal Reserve mounts closed-door fight against Justice Department subpoenas. U.S. Attorney Pirro is investigating testimony Chair Jerome Powell provided last summer around building renovations, a probe he called improper. So bringing it home to the tensions that we currently have in the U.S., one of those has to deal with the administration, Trump's administration's fight with the Fed. And it's as of this point, it's kind of two aspects, two distinct aspects. One is the alleged cost and of these renovations. Trump and the administration are basically saying that they're paying way too much, and that's one thing that the DOJ is looking into. The other one that we're at any point going to be hearing from the Supreme Court is one of the voting Fed members, Lisa Cook, and Ken Trump fired her. He said that he fired her, but she's still working, and now the Supreme Court, we're waiting on that decision. So as it comes to the administration and the Fed, there's two distinct legal things currently occurring. Obviously, at any point, we could get updates in either of those matters, so obviously pay attention to that. Trump administration faces first big tariff refund court deadline today, Friday, and a whole other different level of drama. Remember, last Friday, a week ago, the Supreme Court ruled that Trump's tariffs via the IEEPA Act are illegal. He can't do it, and now it brings into the legal thorny question of, okay, how are we going to process all these refunds? And now, obviously, this is going to be a very big question. What a weird way to say it. The Trump administration, Department of Justice, has until Friday, today, the 27th, to weigh in on a motion by a tariff refund plaintiff to expedite payment of now illegal trade duties through the Court of International Trade. I say this a lot, but I just want to make it clear. Trump having tariffs are not illegal. What was ruled to be illegal is Trump coming in with tariffs via IEEPA. So I want to be clear. Tariffs are not illegal. Trump running tariffs are not illegal. In fact, he could do many other things, such as licenses and that type of stuff. There's many workarounds. What is specifically illegal is the reciprocal tariffs via IEEPA. That is what got ruled to be illegal. Trade attorneys have told CNBC that there are upwards of 2,000 cases that have been filed by companies suing for tariff refunds at the CIT. Plaintiffs fear the government may attempt to draw out the refund process, and the Supreme Court guidance to the federal court system after its ruling last Friday provided a period of roughly 1 month for next steps. So I just want to be clear, the Supreme Court, in their ruling, the justices, they did not really comment on how to do this refund at all. So it is kind of just a giant question mark that obviously many companies and obviously people like us paying attention to the market should just be kind of loosely keeping an eye on. Bringing us to today, the big news of why we're seeing a bit of red in the market. Core wholesale prices rose 0.8% in January, much more than expected. What does this mean in layman's terms? Well, it means that inflation is higher than expected. And when you have higher than expected inflation, well, generally the market doesn't react too well. Now, it did come out at 8:30, the PPI month over month. It was expecting 0.3, came in at 0.8. Remember, you could look at year over year, and you could also look at core inflation. Just to throw it out here, we're going to also be getting the PMI report. That's either 9:45. Hang on, is it 9:45 or 10 a.m.? There is another data drop today. Oop, that's not right. Yeah, 31 minutes. So 9:45, there's going to be another piece of data. But to really, I guess, shine a light on if you're waking up and saying, what's this red from? Most likely it's from the market reacting to higher than expected inflation. So obviously the market's now digested that. The market's out there, or the price action's already out there in terms of this data. So now we just have to sit around and, I guess, basically say, are the bulls going to step in and start buying on this discount? Or were they already on the edge, and then all of a sudden this data report is what pushed them over the edge, and we're about to get absolutely clocked? But fun things to pay attention to, and I don't think the volatility is going to be slowing down at all. So when we get into next week, it's a whole new month, new you, right? Well, anyway, Monday, we're getting some manufacturing numbers. Tuesday, inflation data at Eurozone. Wednesday, service numbers. Thursday, normal Thursday stuff. And then Friday is the big day of next week. Retail sales, unemployment numbers, earnings numbers. Friday, the first Friday of a brand new month, if the schedule is normal, is always going to be a big one. So that's what we have coming around this upcoming Friday. So a week from now, today, I'm expecting quite a bit of volatility and fireworks. I do expect that to be continuing this upcoming Friday. So I just want to put that on everyone's radar. Now, drilling into individual companies. Congrats. You survived another earnings season. Technically, there are still earnings next week, but in terms of earnings of companies that people care about, we're pretty much done, folks. So we're going to have a little bit of a break, a little bit of a tiny break and a couple weeks off, and then we're going to get right back at it. So congrats on basically surviving at least 99% of an earnings season. CoreWeave, I know some of you are trading that, invested in it, so I just wanted to share it with you. CoreWeave shares slip 8% as quarterly revenue guidance disappoints. So we're still in this world of, is the AI trade still alive and well, or is it a little bit suspect? CoreWeave, which is a smaller company in this particular world, not necessarily doing the best. And even though we didn't have earnings, we did have quite a bit of drama. Paramount wins bidding war for Warner Discovery after Netflix drops out. Big breaking news yesterday. Netflix is no longer pursuing the acquisition of Warner Discovery. Netflix says it wouldn't match Paramount's revised offer for storied entertainment company, so it's a done deal. Done deal, which almost makes me wonder, how is Netflix responding to this now that it's dropping out? It's actually up on the news. How funny is that the market's like, okay, sick. You're not going to be spending all your money on Warner Brothers. So great. 10% pop there. Recently bottoming at 75, jumping all the way up to 92. And this is basically indicative of the entire time they were trying to acquire Warner Brothers and now getting a pop off of it. So just want to share that with you. Kind of some hot drama in the world of, I suppose, production and Hollywood and all that good jazz. Netflix ditches deal for Warner Brothers Discovery after Paramount's offer is deemed superior. So they are done with it. Switching gears a little bit, Block shares, Jack Dorsey's newest company of Twitter. Block shares soar as much as 24% as company slashes workforce by nearly half. That's a pretty wild headline. Apparently, all you need to do to jack up your share price these days is literally fire half of your company. Block last night said it's laying off more than 4,000 employees, or about half of its headcount. Shares of the payment company skyrocketed as much as 24% in extended trading, and it was up 18% this morning. Block CFO said the job cuts would enable it to move faster with smaller, highly talented teams using AI to automate more work. So basically, they're saying, yeah, the AI wave is alive. It is well. We are using it to the point that we can cut half of our company. I just find it to be absolutely nuts that AI is already this prolific, and it's just going to be increasing from here. Anthropic, aka Claude, rejects latest Pentagon offer, escalating the AI feud. So for those of you like me kind of paying attention to what's happening and what's not happening in the world of AI, Anthropic, which is the company behind Claude, I know many of you use that, has been fighting with the government, specifically the Pentagon, quite a bit, and I guess it's kind of getting pretty bad. So give this a listen.
Matthew at World Headquarters in New York, as we bring you breaking news from Anthropic and a response to what was framed as a last and final offer, a best and final by the Pentagon. An answer was not due to the close of business tomorrow, but Dario Amodei of Anthropic is out with a statement on discussions with the Department of War, suggesting that despite threats to cut off ties with Anthropic and in fact designate the company as a supply chain risk, he says the company is not changing its position. Quote, "We cannot in good conscience accede to their request," remembering that Anthropic had made clear that it did not want its AI technology to be allowed for use in either mass surveillance or human-free autonomous weapons. A redhead on the terminal. The company says it hopes the Defense Department will reconsider.
Kind of interesting that Anthropic is saying, hey, please don't use us for mass surveillance. And please don't use us for weapons that are basically AI killing machines. And then the government's like, no, but we really want you guys to do that for us. Kind of scary if you think about how it's almost like a dystopian future, an AI weapon system, AI surveillance. I kind of give props to Anthropic pushing back on the government. But I just found the story to be crazy. Quick little side note here, and I can explain this a little bit more, but I want to show you guys something. So right there, I don't know if it's big enough. I hope it's big enough, but the chart trader tool right here, this, if you, for any of you on NinjaTrader. So yesterday I noticed that the font was small and I didn't really necessarily enjoy how it was looking on stream. So what initially started as an effort for me just to increase the font size where I had to get into the code, I realized, well, hang on, if I could change that, I could change a lot of things. And that's exactly what I did here. So I changed a little bit of the coloration of buy market, sell market. I added a button in free trade, as in a break even. You guys know how much I love going to break even. Obviously a close. I hit all the other text that I never give a shit about. And then what's better than that is you're going to see it if I get into a trade today. Position, average fill, and unrealized P&L. So obviously I am flat right now, so I have no fill and there's no unrealized P&L, but you're going to see it when I get trading today. It'll tell you if I'm long or short. It'll tell you how many contracts I have. It'll give you my average fill, and obviously it will give you the real-time update of the unrealized P&L. So what started as literally just like, can I increase the font so it looks a little bit better on stream, led to me building out my entire own chart trader. And how did I do it? I didn't have to write a line of code. Dude, do I just need more coffee today? What's going on? I guess maybe I had a couple too many margaritas last night. I don't know what it is. But anyway, yeah, I just wrote it with Claude. It took a little bit longer than I expected just because I was going down a couple incorrect pathways at first. But then when I got on the right pathway, it was really, really fast. And oddly enough, the most difficult part was just to get the padding on top and on bottom of the words to be appropriate. So, with it has very much inspired me to think about, well, what else could I change on NinjaTrader? So I was thinking about it last night, and I've come up with a laundry list of things that I want to build out just to make the entire platform look better, but also more importantly, function a bit better too. So I'm excited about that. I would love, I just wanted to show it to you guys to explain to you that like I built this out yesterday. But as we get trading, I want you guys to kind of see it in real time. And then if you care about it, I would love to have some feedback of, does it look right? Does it function right? Are there things that you guys think I could improve with it? So this is like the official Payday Friday debut of the old MK, chart trader version 1. So I'm sure we're going to end up with like a gazillion versions from here, but I just wanted to show you the V1 variant. All right. So very quickly, if you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter. It is 100% free. Every single Sunday, you're going to get a breakdown of what's going on in the market, cheat sheet for earnings, cheat sheet for all the major macroeconomic events. And then I also give you the seasonality for each individual day. Speaking of which, today, historically, it does favor the Bears. Over the past 27 years, the Bulls only win this 1 in 3 times, as in the Bears win it 2 out of 3 times. So there is a seasonal skew favoring the Bears today. Just want to put that out there. I give this away for free. But on top of that, you get daily updates of how the trades are going, just to, I don't know, keep, accountability. But right here, you're gonna, I also just do major alerts, like for example, Payday Friday, get involved. But you're also gonna hear, you could just get the daily DGen trade report. So it's all for transparency. And on top of that, you get the nice weekly breakdown. So it's free, literally costs you nothing. It's always been free, always will be free. Just a little bit of a way for me to give back to the community and also stay in contact with you if I need to do some sort of like important message. So just want to let you guys know that's there. You can find it in the description of the video. But as you can see, it is also a Payday Friday. So if you guys want to get involved with that, right here, all you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. It is pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. You can find it on my Twitter. I did the email blast. It's in the Discord if you're there. Should be easy to track down, but we're going to be giving away 10 prop accounts. 5 of them for the future side. It's going to be 5 futures and 5 options. They're all SIM to funded prop accounts. On the future side, shout out to Funded Futures Network. They are the partner of today's show. And also, this deal ends today. If you are looking for 2 accounts, this is by far the most financially advantageous deal you can take advantage of, because not only is it 50% off, but then when you buy one, it's buy one, get one. So it's 50% off, and then you get another one for free. It ends today. So It is very, very similar to the other prop firms. You guys know that I like FFN. I've been trading with them for a bit. Right here, FFN, I'm trading on 5 accounts. In fact, I passed all 5 of mine. I just need one more trading day. But anyway, FFN, this deal ends today. It is 50% off and buy one, get one. All you have to do is just type in code Goonie. What's going to happen is you buy one and then you just email their support team a picture of your receipt, and then they're going to send you a code for an entirely free account. So it does end today. Just wanted to put that on your radar. And then also Lucid, they have a 50% off deal that is also ending today. So I wanted to put that on your radar. Same thing, Goonie, but they're technically not part of today's Payday Friday. The other part of it is Vanquish, which is also 50% off. So basically, everyone's running a 50% off today, I guess, to wrap up the month, the week. So I just want to put that in your radar. Vanquish, remember, is SIM-to-funded options trading, while Funded Futures Network is obviously SIM-to-funded futures trading. So we're giving away 5 of each of those accounts. And then, of course, if you are one of the 10 lucky people selected, not only do you win an account, but then you're going to officially be in the marbles race. And whoever wins the marbles race, we're going to give away $150 of cold hard cash. So just wanted to put that on your radar. We're doing that today. It is a Payday Friday. Hopefully you've been, I guess, training your marble legs and you're faster and faster and faster because the competition is getting quite stiff. All right. So with that, like I said, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Market is not looking good right now. Let me drop this to the 1 minute time frame. Let me throw up Netflix. I actually think Netflix could have a really, really good day off of the news that they're no longer going to be involved in this acquisition. Netflix there. What else is moving this morning? CoreWeave was getting destroyed, currently down 11%. What is Blocks? Block, XYZ. That's up 17%. So Netflix is up 10 and then Block is up 17. So Block is up because they're firing half their company. Netflix is up because they're no longer trying to buy Warner Brothers. Wow, that is some movement, especially considering the fact that the SPY and the Qs are getting absolutely murked right now. 5 minute is evidently bearish. 10 minute is evidently bearish. 30 minute is evidently bearish. Even the 4 hour is clearly breaking down as we speak, running for the opening low of Tuesday. Wow. The momentum in the short term, obviously I'm not commenting on the daily chart at the moment, but the momentum in the short term, this is pretty freaking brutal right now. This is pretty freaking brutal, if I do say so myself. Where's the ultimate break? That's pretty close. All right, you know what? Let's just move this one all the way down here. Just trying to get up some of the key levels for the day. What time is it? 8:28, 9:29. Okay, guys, I have the Vanquish account. All right. I need you to vote, and I need you to vote really, really fast. Here's my Vanquish account. You guys blew out the other one earlier this week, and I finally decided to buy a new account to do this. I need you guys to vote, and I need you guys to vote really, really fast because we're running out of time. We're going to be doing a market open trade. Whatever you guys tell me to do, I'm either going long or going short. We're either buying calls or buying puts right at market open. I need you to vote faster. Faster. Where are we in pre-market trading right now? Dude, there's 8% stability. We're trading at 846. All right, which way are you guys? Bear, red, down, short, red. Okay, you guys are clearly bearish today. Clearly bearish. All right, so we're going to be buying. Wait, where's my order? No, buy to open. No, I don't want that one. 45, 40, buy to open. What time is it? Okay, I have 15 seconds. All right, so we're going to buy 10 to open. Puts, right? SPX, buy to open, puts at 840. Market. We need a market order. All right, and we are good. Go. All right, position, close with a single order, 23, 25. All right, we got the order in. And it's popping. Guys, did you fuck me on this? Did you? Team, Where are you at this morning? Dingity ding ding ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. Did you guys murk me on this? Did you? So I got a fill at 22.90 for 10. I put in an order to get out at 25. That was a big pop at first, and it's getting a bit faded right now. But let's see how this really wants to go today. How are we doing out of the gate? I'm almost back to break even, dude. Are you guys going to pull this out? No way are you guys pulling this off. No way are you guys pulling this off. We almost cracked the one. No way. Team, we're in the green. I saw 23.70. My order is sitting at 25. I saw green for a second. No freaking way. But is it just visions of grandeur? Is it just visions? Oh, I'm seeing green again and red. We're at least back to break even. That's impressive. Close it at break even. Come back down. It's a little red now. It almost was going in my favor. We got a little upside gap fill on the Qs. There's still an upside gap fill on the SPYs, so you guys know. We opened below yesterday's low value on the S&P 500. The odds of getting the upside gap fill today are very high. It's just more of a question of when. It doesn't necessarily have to happen out of the gate. It's just more of the odds are a statement on today of like, okay, at some point in today's regular trading hours, oh, dude, you guys are going to blow out another account on me. You're going to blow out another account on me. You're going to blow out another account. Stop it. This account's going to, I think that was, is it 5K? I forget the exact number, but I think technically it just violated it. Thanks a lot, guys. You've ruined my life again. I don't want to be dramatic, but you've ruined my life. I don't want to be that guy, but you've legitimately ruined my entire life. You should know better than to listen to me. Well, I've learned that lesson now. It looks like the list of available accounts has changed. Please log in. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I'm never going to financially recover from this. You've ruined my life. We're fighting today. Thanks a lot, team. Thanks a lot. Just when I thought I could trust you. Right when I thought I could trust you. Anything to say for yourselves? Anything to say for yourselves? I mean, that was kind of mean of you guys, honestly. Everyone's like, I told you to go up. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You guys are just... You screwed me. You screwed me. What was that? Well, the cat's out of the bag. Excited to announce I'll be trading live with Apex once the accounts get sorted. They've given me 50K in capital worth, but may discuss with my agent. I'll be live streaming Kick every Monday once I situate the new property. Time to get back to Turbo. I can't believe you guys did that to me. I fully blame you. Fully blame you. This is how I feel right now, that you guys stabbed me in the back. You would still have that money if you came out drinking with me. Dustin, I can't disagree. If I just slept in today, I'd still have it. It would have been financially healthier for me, and maybe even physically or healthier for me if I went out drinking with you last night. Can't believe. Yep, got the email from Vanquish. Update on your account evaluation. I gave you guys a chance to impress me. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I should have known better. I should have known if I gave you guys the knife, you would have stabbed me in the back. But here we are. Here we are. Anyway, maybe we'll be able to make some money on our other sim to funded accounts. So did we blow out the options one? You bet we did. But I did a scalp trade on FFN and on one of my take profits because they're already at the profit goal. The take profits I could trade today because I need to get these up to 159 to pass those evals. I've already passed the Lucids. They're at 159. But the other thing I could trade, the LFF. LFF stands for Lucid Flex Funded. These funded ones, I can keep trading. I already have 10K of profit on 5 of these. So I'm already up $50,000 in 4 trading days. Is that how long these have been around? 4 trading days, I think. Uh-oh. I'm frozen out. Shit. YouTube chat. The chat just went down on me. Are you guys there? Hang on. My chat's now all completely black. I can't see anything. Shit. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? I hope this is just a me issue. I hope you guys can still hear me. I hope I'm still the voice in your head. Chat. Hang on. I need to reload this. Yeah, I can't. Crap. Is it on Rumble too? It is. Am I dropping frames? I mean, I'm getting my chart data though. That's weird. Something's going on with my stream. Am I dropping frames? No, I am not dropping frames. Maybe I just need to give it the old reload. That's the major thing I learned as when I was attempting at one point in my life to become a computer engineer, more on the hardware side of things. The real technique in life is to just, if it's not working, unplug it and plug it back in. Okay, here we are. Yeah, I just needed to reload it. My chat was like literally just completely dark. But I got you guys now. Sup. All you have to ever do is just unplug it and plug it back in. All you ever have to do is unplug it and plug it back in. All right, I'm going to show you guys the options flow. I know you guys are probably curious about what the opening push has been. Mag 7 for the first 5 minutes down, but now going flat. S&P 500 was flat and now taking a little bit of a hit. Speaking of the S&P 500, these are all my key levels of the day. At least as of now, we have not hit the upside gap fill. On the S&P 500, the low value of yesterday was 6,859.73. We have not hit that yet today, which means the upside gap fill is still in play. It might be a gap and crap. This might be, we tagged the gap fill. Maybe we push to 70 and it might get dumped. Obviously, I'm just saying what could potentially happen. I'm more so interested in what the flow is actually going to be. I actually, even if I want to go with trend, which is obviously down right now, I'd feel a little bit better about it if we actually got the gap fill, because I don't want to be short if like we could still at any moment just like randomly pop. That doesn't necessarily make me feel the best. So patience. I'm not doing anything out of the gate. Right now, momentum is bearish. If you look at 5-minute bearish, 10-minute bearish, 30-minute bearish, 4-hour bearish on the NASDAQ, 5 minutes bearish, but maybe testing here, 10 minutes bearish, 30 minutes bearish, 4 hours bearish. So all momentum is bearish from the 5-minute all the way to the 4-hour. The 1 minute is trying to cross back over. Let me bring this up. The 1 minute is trying to get going here. Let me go to the, ooh, wow, that is not what I thought it was going to be. Hang on. Let me get this cleaned up a little bit right there. Yeah, so we're still in the white box on NQ. Whenever you see this, that's just the overnight range. I like to track the highs and lows of the overnight session. So, but anyway, my point in really bringing this up is to kind of showcase how on the 1 minute it is attempting to go. So even though the 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hours all bearish, the very like literally from market open, we do have higher highs and higher lows. So depending on the time frame you care about, you're probably going to argue a different trend. And when I see a mismatch like this, when I see it all like kind of just mixed up, it's easier for me just to sit on my hands and do nothing. But hang on, that's the upside gap fill, 6859.73. It is the low from yesterday, which we almost just hit, but no cigar. It is this red line, this red horizontal line. Once again, that is the low from yesterday, and it's called a gap fill because there's a literal gap in the chart. The high of today has not pierced the low of yesterday, creating an actual gap within the chart. So that's gap fill in a nutshell. Why people care about it is because it's a very high odds play, a very, very high odds play. In fact, an upside gap fill is more likely than a downside gap fill in the next trading session. So the trick in trading it is you don't know when the next day it's going to happen. So the odds of it getting filled at some point today are very high, but that statement has nothing to do with right at market open. It might happen midday. It might happen at the end of the day. It might not happen at all. Yes, the odds are very, very high that it does happen today, but I don't know the odds off the top of my head for when in the day to be looking for it. Most of them I do know are in the first half of the day, as in over 50% of gap fills do happen in the first half of regular trading hours. In fact, most gaps are actually like kind of right out of the gate, you get it. But once again, not necessarily all of those. So pay attention to the upside gap fill. Obviously 850 key technical level, key psychological level. It also happens to be an important gamma node. In fact, this is the major negative gamma node of where we're at right now. So positive gamma above up until 880. And then if we zoom out a little bit, you can just see how much negative gamma is below us. So really, whichever way we get going today, we can really get going. There's only 8% stability. There's a lot of negative gamma. Remember, one of the most common questions I get is just because of how we associate it from our vernacular, that negative gamma is bearish. No, negative gamma just means you can really get going in whichever direction you have momentum. Positive gamma is where things slow down. So don't associate positive or negative with being bullish or bearish. It kind of depends where it is. And in this case, yeah, it could be bearish because if we get slip into the downside, we could slip all the way to 6,800. We could actually really slip all the way to 6,800. So something to pay attention to. SPY just got cracked, not only on the technicals right here, getting smashed. Obviously watch 830, but also on the options flow, someone just dumped a bunch of calls. They're selling calls and starting to buy some puts. Looking at the Mag 7, it also just hit the Delta low. Fuck. Oh, I kind of wish I went short here on this breakdown at 40, at 35. Icarus fired earlier. Icarus fired at 55. Damn, I feel like I missed a good one. Maybe not. Maybe I'll get the opportunity to get back in. Obviously, I have no position at the moment. Maybe this might just be that bounce off of 800. Technically went all the way down to 82. I'm happy I didn't chase it. This is a very, very good lesson on why you should not ever, ever, ever be chasing. I suppose I didn't take the trade because we still haven't gotten that upside gap fill. I don't mind expressing a bearish opinion today. It's just easier to do it when you know you're not fighting the odds of a gap fill. You know, so and actually now looking at it, I'm really happy I didn't do it because like I said, I would have been in here at 35 and I wouldn't have not taken profits there. What's this high? 64. Oh, how am I feeling today? What time is it? It's 9:45. Let's just check all of our reasonable. We don't need to rush anything today. There's a lot of negative gamma, as in there's a lot of opportunity. We don't need to get crazy with it. Don't chase. Don't oversize. I just want to make the debut of my new chart trader a good one, which is really what I'm going for. Oh, brother. That was a strong bounce. Quite a bit. Yes, I did take some trades today. These were just scalp trades, though, because remember, I've already passed the evals in terms of profit target. I just need more trade days, so there was no point for me to actually keep trading them. So the ones that already have trades locked in of a quick little scalp, I'm not trading them today because there's literally no upside. So the ones that are not traded are the ones I'm going for. I have 3 take profits that I can make a good chunk on today. I'm trying to get them up to 159. These ones right here, the bottom 2 lucids, wow. Are they going for the gap fill? I'm really, really happy I didn't chase that. I'm so incredibly happy I didn't chase that because I would have been blown out. They might be going for the upside gap fill on SPX. They might be going for the VWAP test. All right, yeah. Watch, here, I'm going to set an alert. Watch 860 on SPX and watch 930 on NQ. These are the next reasonable levels to the upside, and I'm curious how the market's going to react to it. So before, when I was bitching and moaning that I didn't go short here at 38, it would have gone down. I would have been stoked, and it would have knocked me out for break even. The chances of me taking profits there were low, and then if I chase it, I would have a legitimate loss on my hand. So I'm actually really, really happy I've been a bit more patient today, because it would have best case scenario I would have already been knocked out for break even, but in a more of a realistic scenario, I would already have a loss on my hands today. So patience pays. Patience pays, folks. Is the chart trader a custom add-on? Yeah, I built it yesterday, which I'm saying that I'm excited because it's always cool to build something. But to be fair, when I was testing it yesterday, it actually caused an infinite loop and it bricked my entire system, and I had to, it crashed my computer. Those little error messages that come up from Ninja, I have 4 monitors and it filled every single aspect of all 4. It was super bad. I got stuck in, like I said, an infinite loop, and it fucking bricked my entire computer. So did I build it? Yes. Is it perfect? We're going to find out today, but probably not. Bullish banana trader. I'm bricked. You and me both, brother. But yeah, what you are seeing, this chart trader, I did build it myself. I built it with Claude yesterday, and we're going to do some testing in production today. 2 monitors, 4 monitors. What's next week? 6 monitors? I'm actually thinking about turning my entire house into nothing but monitors. Nothing but monitors. Marking an all-time low. Congrats on this. I appreciate that. You've been a huge help, Market Soccer. The stuff that you're building is way, way cooler. But I'm stoked about this. I think it just visually, it looks a little bit better. I mean, I guess I built it with the intent of it looking better on stream for you guys. Do you like it? Like, does it look better? I feel like I don't even want to ask yet because you haven't seen this part of it yet, because I haven't taken a trade. But this is the cool part. You're going to see if I actually get into a trade. I feel like this is, instead of like kind of squinting and seeing that little text of what's happening and what's not happening, this should make things a lot more abundantly clear. All right, so we're at VWAP on NQ. We have 10 points to go on SPX for the upside gap fill. Patience, folks. I don't think we need to be rushing this one today. I think NQ did pierce the regular trading hours low. We're almost at the 50% retracement at 946, which is a little bit of an overshoot of VWAP. This is a key area. Remember, when it comes to a key area, don't waste your time predicting who's going to win the battle. Just understand that that's where the battlefield is. In my mind, the game of trading is literally just identifying where the battles will take place. And then from there, you let the battle play out, and then you try to play the trend from the battlefield. That's, I guess, a metaphor I've never used before, but I hope that makes sense. We're at a battlefield now. To me, as a day trader, as an active trader, all that good jazz, want to identify where the battlefields are. And a way to identify battlefields are points of equilibrium and basically where the big players are positioned at. Because then you wait for that battle to occur. And then from there, you see where the soldiers are marching on next. And right here, this pop in the S&P 500 and in the NASDAQ, this is now a point of a battlefield. Where are we going to go from there? I have no idea because I don't know who's going to win. And in all reality, I don't give a shit. I just want to wait here patiently, see if we can identify the winner, and then play from there. You look so tired. I remember watching you back in the GME days. Thanks. That's kind of a fucking stupid statement. Were people always this socially retarded? Or is it like a new media, like social media thing? Like, imagine that. I just come into your eye like, hey man, you look tired. Yeah. Why do I look tired? Because I'm fucking tired. Because I work 16 hours a day. I don't sleep. This is, you know, if you want to build something, you have to kind of give up some hours of sleep. It's very, very rare that you're going to find someone not being handed anything, building their own business, and you're like, God damn, you look well rested. You look like you've been just getting your full fucking 8 hours. No, I come nowhere close to my 8 hours because I'm working all the time. But that's the trade-off in life. So as much as you might come in here and say, you look tired, yeah, that's the cost of building something, dude. That's what life is about. You're going to give up some hours of sleep if you're doing something. Remember, I just stopped by from years ago. Okay, I don't give a shit. What kind of excuse is that for being socially retarded? Like, you have like an actual fucking negative, like a legitimate negative EQ. Imagine that. You look tired, and then the excuse is, remember, I haven't seen you in years. Okay. Does that somehow make what, like, the behavior acceptable? You wouldn't look tired if you went out drinking with me. Dustin, you're 2 for 2 today, man. You're right on. That's it, Cody. You look ridiculously good looking. Thank you, Cody. Someone gets it. Someone gets what we're doing in here. It's what it takes to make something happen. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I know that not many people want to live the life I do because they would rather like live for the weekends and they're not going to grind it out. But dude, I don't know. My own brain, I'm addicted to doing my own thing. I mean, at this point, there's too much content of me out there that I literally don't think I'm allowed to like rejoin corporate America. So I'm kind of, whether for better or worse, I'm kind of stuck in the world of doing my own thing, but I like it. I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, like every once in a while, if I look a little tired and I feel a little tired, dude, that's the cost of running your own thing. It's the cost of doing your own show. Like, it's what life is. You're not going to get, hang on. Hang on. I need to make some decisions here. Oh, fuck. We never got the upside gap fill, and it's getting rejected at 50 right here. Mag 7, not looking so good. S&P 500, it did pop. People were selling puts. They weren't buying calls in this. This bounce, as of right now, I am not seeing compelling data to chase it to the upside. People are not buying calls into this. They're selling puts. They're not adding positive delta. They're removing negative delta. Oh, do I want to take this? Do I want to take this? Do I want to bet? The one thing in my mind is just that we still haven't gotten the upside gap fill. That's like the one thing that's really keeping me from this. I mean, everything. I mean, it's not an A+ setup, actually, now that I'm looking at some of this other data. It's a legitimate short setup, though. Like, Icarus is firing right here. Do I want to skip this signal? Oh, Patience, patience, patience. What would you guys do? Going long? No, I wouldn't go long into this. No, 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 no. If I trade right now, it would be a short. Icarus is firing short. Why? There's no way Icarus would be firing long. It's not even close. It's a short. It's just a question of how strong is the short. It's not the worst risk if I keep it at a contract. I just need to size it down. You know, it's that game of 50-50.
Order filled. Order submitted.
And plus, I get to show you guys my cool new fucking chart trader. Position, short, 1 contract. Average fill, 872. Unrealized P&L in the green. Did it take me way too long to build this? And did it completely crash my system because I had an infinite loop that I didn't realize? 100%. But there you have it, folks. The official debut of the new and improved MK chart trader. It tells you my direction, the amount of contracts I have, my average position, and the current unrealized P&L. And it's all thanks to the nerds over at fucking Oh, but it's not done yet. Obviously, I could buy market, sell market. I could still do all the buying and selling that you're used to. I can close it out, a forced closeout, and then free trade is a break-even move, which if this trends in my favor, I'll show you obviously exactly how that works. So that's, I mean, at first I built it out just because I wanted to make the text more visible for you guys on stream. But if this doesn't go my way, you might be seeing a closeout here pretty soon. Shit. Vibes are quickly turning low here. I was feeling good for a second, and now I'm realizing it's just doing the 50% retracement, and we still have that upside gap fill. I mean, it was still a reasonable shot. The math was there. I might get saved. It might get rejected at 900. There's a lot of mights in the game of trading. It's just, this is exactly why I only did 1 contract, because it wasn't a high conviction trade. So the math was there enough for me to do a 1 contract trade. But there's a very clear reason I was not sizing up, just because it wasn't an A+ setup. This was a B- setup, if I do say so myself. But if we can crack, well, obviously cracking 816 is awesome, but I'll feel better about life if we can crack 850. You can do hotkeys for your buttons. Yep. There was a couple little things here and there that I thought for ease like would be a bit better. The issue is there's actually a lot of hotkeys that I already have set up for the stream, and I didn't know like if there was going to be a little bit of conflict there. The main thing I wanted was to increase the font size, and then when I was there, I was like, oh, let's do add a break even button, just because I'm so commonly moving my stop to break even, which is really what I want to showcase to you guys right now. Unfortunately for me, I can't do a break even because I'm underwater at the moment. I am underwater. Yeah. So this blue dash line is the 50% between the intraday high and low thus far. And as you can see, the market's been reacting to it pretty well. So for this trade to work out for me, it needs to crack here. It does. Which way is the options flow going? Here's a look at the S&P 500. So the pop is stopping, but we're really not dropping here. And with respect to the Mag 7, it is down, which is part of the reason why before someone asked me if I was going long is literally fighting the options flow right now. Of course, options flow is dynamic and it can change at any moment. But for me to comment on the first 30 minutes of trading, the Mag 7 is down. I don't want to be fighting trend. It is, 10 a.m. pop. Am I going to get fucked by this 10 a.m. pop? Oh, brother. We're just kind of going flat here. So 50-50 shot, but even with a 50-50 shot, remember, if your payoff is better than your risk, that's a winning game. I find that a lot of retail traders are uncomfortable by the concept of you're going to be right and wrong half of the time. This is about to knock me out. Yeah, the 10 a.m. pump. Knowing my luck, it's going to knock me out just to vomit right away. Ugh, it might be an unfortunate beat. Unless is it just going to get rejected right here at 900? Is it going to be a lucky day instead of an unlucky day? I would love to show you this break even button. If I do it right now, it'll just produce an error because, well, now I could do it because I'm in the green. As you can see from this unrealized P&L. All right, we're break even. Come on, keep going. Uh-oh. Is it just a higher low? I needed to snap 50, like specifically 50. Wow, that's a bounce. Shit.
Order filled.
I was close, but no cigar. That's the max risk I was willing to take. I was on the wrong side of the 50-50 bet with these this 10 a.m. And like I said, dude, I still think this is going to get fucked up here. We're just right back to VWAP. Right back to a point of equilibrium. So I was trying to take this breakdown. It's a legitimate trade. As I was already saying, it wasn't the highest conviction trade, which is why I only traded one contract for a little bit there. It was looking nice, but it just caught itself at the 50% retracement. And now we're just doing another VWAP retest. So like before, when we were saying, oh, we came to a battleground and it looked like we were trending away, I wanted to play that trend away. It just happened to be a fake out. It's complete, like, that's going to happen. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes this is how shit goes, and you have to be accepting of that. You're not going to win every trade. But what you can do is control your risk on every trade, which is why I waited for a reasonable signal. As soon as it started to go, I got out. It was one contract. I've been here before. Unfortunately, it happens about 50% of the time. So, yeah, it held 5-minute bar above third quarter of the candle and went up. I don't know what that means at all. It held 5-minute bar above third quarter of the candle and went up. Yeah, but how does that tell you about where it's gonna go? That's only useful in Monday morning quarterbacking because the candle's always updating because the price is always updating. So once again, that doesn't have any forward-looking prediction. That's just literally commentary on what occurred. And this is right here. Why did I get out pretty early at 9:10? Because I know that there's a very good chance of the upside gap fill, which we're about to get right now. So I was getting in just in case this got crushed here. Right here, we had a lower high. We could have puked to 30. We could have puked to the intraday low. I just got out when it changed at 10:01. This whole setup, this is SPX. Obviously, this is NQ. It was a good setup until 10:01, and that's exactly why I got out, because sometimes you just have to admit when you're wrong. I took a stab at it. I liked the setup, just didn't go in my favor. And I found as a trader, one of your biggest issues is when you know you're wrong and not getting out. I find that that's like the biggest issue I have and many other retail traders have, is like that nagging feeling in the back of your mind. You're like, oh, I'm wrong on this, but then yet just holding on to it anyway. So for me, day in and day out, and honestly, I hype myself up before this, but when I'm here with you guys, like, that's actually one of my biggest goals, is every day just like, nope, when you're wrong, just admit you're wrong. We all have the worst problem admitting when we are wrong. So right here, yeah, I was wrong. And if you don't admit it, well, it got even worse. Granted, it is coming back right now. But as a trader, you have to do everything in your power. If you think you're wrong, just get the fuck out. Like, you have to. I can't take this long either because nothing else is strong. The only thing that's bullish right now is the 1 minute. Everything else is bearish. Everything else is bearish. Did we get the upside gap fill? No, you would have heard the alert. We got really close though. We got as high as 59.37 and the upside gap fill was 59.73. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes they can leave like little bullshit miniature gaps like that. Kimmel Design sent 5 memberships. Shout out, Mike. What's up, brother? Hope you're having a good one. I hope you're doing better than me today trading. We still do not have the upside gap fill. Shot above 50, came back. It might be going for it right now. All right. The question is, how much does it have past this, though? The S&P 500 was getting hit until 943, picking up since then. The Mag 7 is recovering ever since 958, 959. Folks, if you haven't already, remember we're doing a Payday Friday giveaway. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow at Matt_Kohrs, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Remember, this is the final deal for FFN, Funded Futures Network. 50% off, and on top of that, buy one, get one, and no activation fee. A very, very sweet deal. Use code Goonie. Today is the final day. And then shout out to Vanquish. It's SIMDA funded, but this one's for options, not futures. Same thing, code Goonie gets you 50% off. Obviously, they are the partner of today. So on the FFN side, that is for futures. On the Vanquish side, that is for options. We're giving away 5 of each of those, so 10 in total. And then on top of that, we are doing $150 of cold hard cash to the marble winner. So just wanted to call all that out. That is the plan at some point today. All right, we just got the upside gap fill. So we did hit the low from yesterday. The next target level would be 870, which is the bottom of the transition zone, and another big zone. 870, 60, and 70. So 70 was, and now 60 is actually pretty important, which is people playing the upside gap fill. You can see we have some positive gamma over here at 900. Oh, brother. Are we reversing trend? 1 minute did go bullish while the rest were bearish. Now the 5 minutes even pushing. Granted, we have to wait for this bar to close. We have 3 minutes left. SPX, I'm just wondering, is it going to get swiftly rejected right here? Like, is this the height and we puke, or are buyers actually going to step in? The Mag 7 popped up. It's giving some back right now. SPX popped for about 20 minutes. Now the question is, will the bulls have follow through, or is that going to be the game today? I have no particular prediction on it. The game here for us is trying to identify, is this the exact turn point, or are we switching trends to go from bearish to bullish? I don't really care which way it goes. I just want to get on whatever the appropriate trend is. And coming back to my trade, I got out down here at 910. We're trading at 960. If I held that, I'd be down by an additional 50 points, an additional $1,000 per account. This is a great reason. When you are wrong, just admit you are wrong and get the fuck out, because then that takes the emotional weight off of you, and it helps you see the market in a little bit more of a lucid manner, where you can say, okay, is the trend actually switching? What should I do? What should I not do? I promise you, as hard as it is to actually do that, your trading career is going to take leaps and bounds forward as soon as you can just get really into the strong habit of just like, nope, I'm wrong, and move on. Like, you got to do it. You got to do it. I can see clearly now that the rain is gone. It's pretty similar to that. We might be going back to 25,000 flat. Okay, how are we doing here? Wow, what slippage. Damn, that did mess me up. Okay, the 5 minute bar is closing in 1 minute. Let me show you what I'm seeing over here. 5 minute is trying to push green. 10 minute will be testing. 30 minute is still bearish. 4 hours still bearish. Looking at the NASDAQ, the 5 minute closes in 1 minute, pushing green. 10 minute is attempting to go. 30 minute is still bearish. So the 1 minute is already bullish, and now we're seeing the 5 and the 10 on both the S&P 500 and especially the NASDAQ, leading us a little bit higher. Options flow is flattening out. S&P 500 just got a flow alert. That could be dangerous. Remember, a flow alert is not bullish or bearish. It just means an abnormal amount of trading is occurring, and it could be signaling a legit breakout, or it could also be signaling a top here. So we need to pay attention to this, because Spot Gamma just showed a flow alert. Look at some, it looks like we have some call selling and some put selling. I'm a little bit, folks, I'm going to be honest. I'm not buying this pump. Like, something's a little bit too mismatched. No one's buying calls into this. My spidey senses are tingling, folks. I just want to put that out there. Once again, I might be wrong, and I really don't have skin in this particular fight right now. I have no live position at the moment. I did attempt a short. It didn't go well. Small loss, medium loss, we'll call it. But the fact that we're going, but no one's buying calls. We have a lack of bearishness, but we don't have legit bullishness. At least now, of course, it can change. But even looking at the Mag 7, it's put selling. It is not call buying. Looking at the NASDAQ, it is put selling. It is not call buying. Like, if anything, calls are getting sold. So I feel a lot more comfortable about riding with the bulls if they're actually there. But we're going up right now quantifiably because of a lack of bearishness, not because of a spike in bullishness. And do they, at the end of the day, do they have the same effect on Delta? Yeah, but it tells me something a little bit different about the psychology of the market. So I am just not convinced at this moment. I'm just not convinced yet. I need to see a little bit of the data improve a little bit. I need to see more call buying. I need to see the Delta improving, not just from put selling. I mean, it's going. I see it. And if you caught this bottom, congrats to you at 943. Because, hey, if we're going up because of lack of bearishness or actual bullishness, the money for you is the same. I'm just letting you know of why I'm not chasing the intraday high. I just need to be a little bit more convinced. And maybe a pullback to VWAP. People buy the VWAP bounce. Okay, that could be convincing. It's just I'm not going to chase it, especially since we're like, for me, the risk reward doesn't make sense. Is the price action bullish here? Yeah, we have higher highs and higher lows, but what if it just gets rejected at 25,000 and my risk is all the way down here? That's a 5 risk to 1 reward. Like, just, it's not good math. What's going on, dude? I'm watching Bookmap and it's going crazy. Someone can get messages to Matt about his Rumble feed. See you Monday. I mean, what do you guys want me to do about the tech issues? Hatcher. I mean, that's just in the Discord. That's on you, man. It looks like people are... My connection to Rumble did not die. They're having tech issues, and it's obviously... my system is still trying to send data to Rumble. It's just something going on with them, and it's been going on throughout the week. But the commentary that I'm somehow in charge of the tech team at Rumble and can fix the stream, all I can do is report that there's an issue. Like, I don't know what you guys want me to do about it. But no surprise, people on Rumble crying. Imagine that. Imagine thinking that, like, legitimately thinking that the streamer is in charge of the tech. Like, all I can do is report it, but what I can do is literally the same as what all of you can do. You just say, hey, there's a tech issue. Ask Chris what's going on. You really think that I'm going to reach out to this CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company to complain about my stream? Yeah, I had trouble with Rumble. Oh, yeah, they're having tech issues, dude. Tech companies have tech issues. I could report it to the tech team and just be like, hey, this is the problem I'm having. But this sentiment that I'm somehow a part of the tech team, why not you're special? Because I have the ability to read the room, to not bother the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company with a basic run-of-the-mill tech issue. Like, why? I don't know. I guess I was raised in a different environment where you need to read the room a little bit better. You don't want to take a small issue and present it to a person of importance as a massive issue. Like, it will get ignored. You are a small pea in the pot. Yeah, I mean, I just deeply believe that people don't read the room properly. Oh, brother. Do I have the balls to take this breakdown trade? If it breaks down? I'm not convinced that, like, well, why my spidey senses are going crazy is because I still just don't see call buying. That's why. I'd be a lot more convinced about what's happening here if we had call buying. But we're seeing put selling. It's just different. Right here, this is all put selling. No one is buying calls here. I would happily jump on this bull train if I thought the train was real and was not going to drive off a cliff. And maybe they could get their shit together. And maybe, look at talking about tech issues. Maybe they could get their shit together. Cool, sick, awesome. I'll join with them. Maybe this is maybe they're waiting for 10:30 or something. But all I could do is comment on what I'm currently seeing. We're heading for a VWAP. Oh, how confident am I? Am I going rogue? 900. It could retest 900. The 50% is 890. So if it doesn't hold 930, I would say this zone right here between 890 and 900 would be zone number 2. The question is, can I get into it with low risk? Am I doing something stupid? Am I doing something stupid? Which is probably the major question you should be asking yourself every trading day of your career, is what you're about to do, is it in fact stupid? Oh, brother, what is that low? 40. You have the VWAP touch at 28. Do they want to? I'm seeing sellers at 50 here. I'm just not really being convinced by this pump. I'm calling a bluff. Calling a bluff. I'm calling a bluff on this. But the 1 minute is still holding bullish. What's the bottom here? 920. I mean, this whole zone from 930 to 890 is just pretty much equilibrium. So if I short here, I'm shorting right above equilibrium. So if it bounces out, I might be able to protect myself or at least have low risk. And then if it breaks down through equilibrium,
order filled. Order submitted.
all right. We're watching VWAP. I'm front running it a little bit just because of that equilibrium argument, that if I am right about the lack of call buyers, then I could have my stop at break even on the north side of equilibrium. So if it bounces back into equilibrium, I'm still protected. Now, is that reasoning good reasoning? I'll tell you better after the trade. But as you can see, I am short one NQ contract, average fill of 936. And here's my unrealized. Dude, I love this chart trader. I have a couple ideas of what I'm going to do to improve it. I need to do, like right now, I'm literally testing it in production. But when I'm happy with it, I'm going to give it to anyone who wants to use it in the Goonie community. So if you're a part of Goonie trading, I'm just literally going to be giving this to you. But like I said, there's a couple things I want to do to improve it. But I am playing a very dangerous game right now. I'm basically saying it's going to break down below VWAP. So instead of waiting for the result of the battle the way we were talking before, I'm basically saying, no, the battle's going to be won by the Bears. Which is not looking the best right now. In fact, it looks like the Bulls are ripping it off of VWAP. Am I right or wrong? Is my lack of call buying an actual thesis here today? We're going to find out. Here's the NASDAQ. There's still no call buying. Here's the Mag 7. There's still no call buying. And in fact, if you look at the S&P 500, it's actually now call selling. So it's put buying and call selling. Dude, I feel like I'm fucking taking crazy pills right now. Why? How is this price still going up? No one's really representing a bullish idea here. Look at that pop. Am I taking crazy pills? It feels like I'm taking crazy pills, dude. Am I just seeing something that's not there? Matt, what's the name of your price indicator on your stop and buy? I don't know. I just built it last night. Some arbitrary name that Claude Code gave it. I built it yesterday. All right, but more important than that is the question, am I taking crazy pills? That's the real question right now, and it might be a yes. Fuck, dude. I might be seeing something that's not there today. I might be seeing something that is not there. Okay, so a better question. Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of sellers at 81, 981 on NQ. Am I taking crazy pills today? Dude, this flow just sucks. It's almost setting up for like a rug. Or we're going up and then someone's going to actually start buying calls and then we're really going to rock it. And we're going to hit 6,900 on SPX. So I guess I need to be open to that fact. Oh, am I taking crazy pills? Am I fucking crazy? What's this high? Dude, I guess it's just this battle. It's either putting in a higher low and we're about to rip back to 70, or this is a lower high and we're about to peak to 50. Those are the two paths. Or I just have to wait. I'm flipping a very, very expensive quarter. I was hoping I was getting a little cute with it, and I was hoping the VWAP breakdown would happen easily, which was a stupid bet in hindsight. And we bounced right off of it, which fucked me. And now I'm basically saying this needs to turn. There are a bunch of sellers at 81. If you're looking on Bookmap, 981 on NQ. Higher highs, higher lows. Netflix. Flat. Block. Jesus. Yeah, mine. I misplayed my hand greatly. Now, it's more of, will we double top or hopefully put in a lower high and puke? It's just, I think I was getting a little, in my mind, a little too conspiratorial with the whole, fuck. I think I was getting a bit too conspiratorial with the lack of call buying. I think I put a little, in my mind, a little bit too much weight on that. Which, half the time that might be reasonable and the other half of the time it might not. We just spiked to 25,000. I'm going to give this a quick second. Maybe it gets rejected at 25,000 flat on NQ. If it doesn't, I obviously have to cut. So I'm going to give it a second here, but my finger is on the trigger to kill it. I'm short all the way down at 936. This is not a position I want to be in, but from just a risk reward perspective, I have to give this a shot here to see maybe it just does get rejected at a key level. Like I said, not the happiest with this. I could have played it better. NQ is stronger, so unfortunately I'm short the stronger asset, NQ versus ES or the S&P 500. NQ is already at its intraday high while the S&P 500 is lagging. So I'm here hoping that the SPY drags down the NASDAQ. So something in the financial sector must be weaker on a relative basis. Come on, you fucker. How much correlation is there between NQ and ES? A lot. Which is one heavily weighted? Which one leads? You don't know. One isn't weighted more. They just have different companies in them, and the companies within that index have different weights. But there's a big overlap between what's weighted in ES and NQ. Am I going to get lucky with the double top? I'm trying to play this weakness. Folks, I know I'm taking crazy pills, but I feel like this is not good. The only, like, it's just put selling, but look at all this call selling. It's just everyone's, I guess, selling premium. Well, I got lucky. I'm almost back to break even. I just arbitrarily have this stop up there. I want to move it to break even, though, but I need VWAP to break down. But we had a little bit of an overshoot double top. It went from 93 to 97. I just obviously need it to crack not only 30, but specifically 21. So I need it to crack VWAP. I need it to crack 921 and then ideally 900. But it is higher highs and higher lows since market open. So depending on the time frame you're looking at, the smaller time frames, you could fairly argue I'm fighting the trend, which is not what I like to do. I like for all time frames for the trend to align and then for me to be on that trend. So I'm on the right trend of the 10 minute, of the 30 minute, of the 4 hour. I'm not on the right trend of the 1 minute and the 5 minute. And this is, it just makes the trade that much more difficult. It really does. Fuck. Oh, still, even with that being said, you can make a poor decision and you might get lucky. It might break in your favor. And I don't know if it's really luck because I am pointing out the data that I'm looking at that tells me that this pump, it's not being pushed by bulls. It's being pushed by lack of bears. It's put selling. It is not call buying, which to me is a big, big difference of if something is going up, is it because of increased bullish aggression? Is it because of a decrease in bearish aggression, or is it some combo of the two? And right now what we're seeing is it's a decrease of bearish aggression. It is not an increase of bullish aggression. At least based on the data for the first hour of the market. Switch your strategy and play the min chart instead of a longer time frame. I think that's a very weak piece of advice. There's no time frame that is somehow better than other time frames. I find that the best traders use multiple time frames together, which I know is different. I know a lot of people try to pitch using a singular time frame, and I just wholeheartedly disagree. I find my best trading is looking at multiple and looking for agreement or disagreement across multiple. But this idea of use the minute, use the 5 minute, like as if that's the end all be all source of truth. I just don't buy it. I think that's full of shit. And I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who exist that are using one time frame and are profitable, but I know a lot more people who are more profitable taking on less risk by using multiple time frames. It's creating a flat top triangle on the SPY. Who gives a shit? A flat top triangle. Okay, that just sounds like a very fancy YouTube-y way to basically say that you're having higher lows and equal highs, and like you watch one YouTube video that drew a triangle. I mean, I'm not against technical analysis, but I don't like how it's treated like a religion of trading, as if all these technicals are like the end all be all gospel of trading. Like, what? It's at a certain point, it like legitimately sounds silly. I don't mind technicals because I think they're, in a certain sense, a way for people to identify where if the technical pattern breaks, that's where they know to put their risk. So like, I'm going to be a fan of anything that gets people and traders to have their risk within control. So I'm not against it from that, but I am against it from this like almost like ideology that technicals are perfect. They're actually nowhere close. Most technicals are barely above 50-50. Like they barely give you a 5 or 10% edge. So I don't mind them, once again, in the sense of helping you identify where your risk point is. But I would not support. There's no technical pattern that if you just trade that pattern by itself on whatever time frame you care about, time and time again, taking in no other information, that you're going to be net ahead. If that existed, the edge would die, because then everyone would just be trading it, and not even everyone at this point, it would just be bot systems would be trading it. So by itself, just a technical pattern taking in no information, if you were to trade that and nothing else, and you just took every single trade of that setup, you wouldn't be net ahead. It would literally be just destroyed. It would be, everyone would do it. All the sharps out there would just destroy it. Does price structure or momentum have more of an influence? Equal. Two separate things that I just want to know. I want to know the price structure and the price momentum. So price structure would be the conversation along, okay, basically, if you really think about technical analysis, it's just different, I guess, shapes associated with the dictation of how are highs and lows relative to each other. Are we getting higher highs? Are we getting lower lows? And it's all the potential combinations where we use technical analysis to try to explain the relationships of highs and lows. So that is price structure. We'll call it technical analysis, whatever. I'm not against it. It's just you have to know how far you can use that tool. And it's a tool, by, once again, for the 10th time, I'm not against it, but it's not the end all be all tool. So then you have other things like momentum, which is obviously going to be somewhat associated with like the velocity of price on a certain look back for a certain time period. That's a whole nother tool that you need. My overall mindset on trading is all these different things. If you look at options flow, if you look at momentum, if you look at price structure, if you look at seasonality, they're all telling you different pieces of the puzzle. So if you're trying to build this puzzle and someone gives you a piece, cool, that's a useful piece, but it's almost like the sum is greater than I guess all the individual parts, or whatever the fuck that saying is. Hey, I'm back to break even. Am I going to get lucky today? So be very, very careful of thinking that one technical pattern, of one indicator, of one piece of options flow is the thing between you making money and not. It's not. You're attempting to use them all together. Have you ever used technical analysis on yourself? Yeah, I just draw the circumference of my belly and then scream at myself in the mirror that I used to have potential, and now I'm a fat fucking loser reject. I just like the way pregnant women do it, where you're like updating the size of your stomach. I just do it after every single time I go to Texas Roadhouse. I'm watching like the Fibonacci circle of my stomach get larger. Dude, fucking, this is brutal. Every time I think I'm going to get lucky, it just another VWAP bounce. Holy shit. Not that time. Someone's cranky by making a joke about myself. That makes me cranky. Wouldn't I be more cranky if I was unwilling to make jokes about myself? I feel like that would be a bigger descriptor of if I was truly cranky or not. But hey, that's just me. Oh, brother. Is trend changing? If we can snap 920, this low right here at 1018, I would feel so much more confident in this. But alas, based on the current set of information, we just have higher lows and we're continually bouncing off of VWAP. The short-term trend is bullish, and I have a bet that it's going to change, and I hate being in this. I hate betting on a trend change. I love betting on a trend continuation. My best trading is done identifying early trend change, getting in on it, and riding the trend. My best trading is not done where I get in and think, okay, I think the trend might switch. I hate trying to front run the switch of trend. I prefer to let it switch, and then I try to get in as early as possible. You're trading emotionally today? What? I've explained every trade that I've done and the reasoning behind it. Like, if anything, I think this has been decent risk control, but more so like actually really driven by the numbers that I'm explaining it. And to say that's emotional, this is the funny thing about the internet is like any fucking retard can say whatever they want at any point. Like that's just like that would be fair if it reflected reality. If I was here just like spazzing out and saying highs and lows and getting stopped out and revenge trading and sizing up, I'm literally showing you the data that is prompting me to trade. And we're talking about the fills and potential rejections and like the concept of risk and reward and where was a good decision made, where was a bad decision made. I would actually say the polar opposite of emotional. But then what's so funny about the internet is that like someone who's quantifiably wrong, that they could just say whatever the fuck they want. Like, it doesn't matter like how fucking stupid they are. They could just say it. So that's you, Bovine Trades. Like, just society allows dumb people to be dumb and no one like fact checks them on it. Everyone's like, yeah, no. Like literally the opposite of what is currently occurring in reality. Matt, I rock with you and learn from you. Just trying to what I hear and see. No foul. No, I'm actually, I don't want you to rock with me and learn from me if you're just this stupid. It's like, that's fair criticism if I'm actually being emotional and like just all of a sudden I'm chasing and sizing up and I take all my risk off the board and like let it go. That's emotional trading. It's not emotional trading to be pointing out like, hey, I'm noticing a discrepancy in delta flow and like maybe I could take advantage of it. Like that's, you're actually fucking stupid. It's just, I suppose it's not helpful because you're just typing to type to say something and it's not reflective of reality. Like I traded emotionally? Without a doubt. I'm going to be the first to tell you that I've traded emotionally. But today's just not one of those days. Like I'm trading a contract. I'm not over trading. I gave you the reasoning for it. So I suppose you're stupid by just like, I don't know. You clearly felt the need to say something, and it would be useful to add to the conversation if you said something that like actually reflected reality. You can see support though. Yeah, support is just an area that we've previously bounced at. That doesn't necessarily have an indication that we're going to bounce in the future. It means you have to pay attention to that area in the future. See, usually, I guess, I mean, if your goal is to just buy at support every time as a trader, I mean, I suppose that's like one strategy to do it, but have at like, I guess that's the beauty of the market is we can all trade the market exactly how we want to. I like VWAP and obviously it's bounced there twice today, but just because it's bounced there twice today, there's no rule written that like, well, even on the first bounce, there's no rule written that it has to bounce the second time. When we tested this right here, the odds suggest that as easily as it broke down, it could have bounced. And in this scenario, it bounced and it went against me, but it could have broken down. So this idea that like, oh, no, because it was VWAP and because we did bounce there, if you're betting in a manner that something has to happen, as in short-term trading, dude, it's a game of 50-50. So it's more of a game of like risk control than anything else. And I find the way that retail traders are taught, they're taught things that like it's almost in a manner that it has to happen. And I'm largely against that because I think that really can get people to start to overbet because they're like taught in a way that, well, hang on, if there's this good of odds, I might as well size up because I'll make more money because it's pretty much guaranteed. And if you're day trading, even shorter term swing trading, it's really, really hard to escape the game of 50-50. So on all these VWAP tests, I admit that it's an important area to watch, but understand the chance of where we went, whether up or down. If you look at it historically, it's gonna be 50-50. So it's more of control your risk and see if you could play the new trend accordingly. But this idea of like it's somehow predestined that we will bounce or we will fail, it's just a very, very dangerous mindset. A very dangerous mindset. I mean, hang on. Let me go back to this options flow. Look at, yeah, it's just all put selling. No one is buying calls on this. I feel actually like I'm being like fucking punked today and I'm going crazy. No one in the S&P 500 is representing a bullish hand. It's just lack of bearish. Look at all these puts being sold. And at a certain point, you wonder how many fucking puts can they have to sell? But I'm not fighting bulls here. Bulls are not stepping in on the S&P 500. This is not bullish. This is a clear lack of, it is put selling, put selling, put selling, put selling. No one's buying calls. Even on the Mag 7, no one's buying calls. They are selling puts. Looking at the NASDAQ, no one is buying calls. I feel like I'm taking fucking crazy pills. But crazy pills or not, at the end of the day, you make money from price movement. You don't make money from being able to articulate options flow, which I guess is like the weird situation that I caught myself up into today. I thought I was reading the sneaky little puzzle of no bulls in the market. And even if I'm right, the fact that this is now lasting like an hour is crazy. Yeah, but selling puts means shares bought as a hedge. No, market makers hedge. Okay. If you are selling puts, the market makers, if it's selling to open, yes, the market makers hedge by, they're going to be selling some of the underlying or be getting out of the shorts, but it also could be selling to close. Regardless, it's pushing the delta higher. You're removing negative delta in one way or another, whether you're selling to open or selling to close. The major mathematical thing is removing negative delta. So you might be removing it from puts that you were long and you're removing it from the system, or you're adding, I guess, positive delta. So it pushes the delta. That's what we're measuring. The right side over here, the right side. So obviously this is the price of whatever you're looking at on the left axis. On the right axis, it's delta. So if you are buying calls, it's pushing the delta higher. If you are selling puts, it is pushing the delta higher. So like mathematically, the delta reading, as calls go up, as calls are purchased, as puts are sold, they both push the delta higher. So right here, this is where you're putting the delta together. But then you could break it apart in calls versus puts and start to get a slightly better understanding of like, oh, okay, like which one is it? Is it the call side? Is it the put side? Or is it both together? Dude, fuck. Calls are slightly being purchased now. Yeah, fuck. This is turning 10 minutes knocking on the breakout. 5 minute is bullish. 10 minutes knocking on the breakout. 30 minute. So to come back to that, because that was an astute observation. The call side, when market makers are going to hedge the call side, if you're buying calls, if you as a trader are buying calls from the market maker, they're going to hedge their books by buying the underlying. On the put side, they're going to be getting out of shorts. But also, they look at it as aggregate. They're going to look at their whole book of like, what's my risk in the book? Where's my delta reading? So it's just, we care about the delta going up or down. Maybe the best way to think about it, dude, I'm about to get boned here. They look at their overall delta and they're going to be hedging out for the delta, which is why we care about the generic movement of the delta. As the delta goes up and up and up, they're going to hedge the book from the bulls by basically getting either less short or more long. So basically it's supporting the bulls. As the delta drops, they're going to hedge their books by either going more short or going less long, once again, in one way or another, supporting the bearish movement. So basically what you need to know is generically, as delta goes up, the market makers are hedging in a manner that helps the bulls. As the delta goes down, the market makers are hedging in a manner that supports the bears. Wow, I'm just on the wrong side of this. It's all my fault. I should have been out of this a bit ago. I shouldn't have been putting so much weight on this lack of calls thing. I guess I was trying to pull off a cool trade and almost be like predictive in what this lack of calls meant. But also, was I right in the lack of calls? Yes, measurably, the calls aren't being purchased. But apparently, we have a gazillion and a half puts that could still be sold because it is an endless pattern. It's actually crazy. It's just nonstop. Here, I'll show it to you. It's just, was I right to point out? And unfortunately, now calls are being purchased. But look at this. Starting at 10:20, it was just endless puts being sold. So that's where my prediction and my call out and my thesis was wrong, was I was not having enough respect for how many puts could be continually sold. And that's exactly where it fucked me. So, hey, lesson for me that's going to cost me financially, but hopefully a freebie lesson for you guys because you got to see it live and hopefully did not get caught up into the same trap that I did. Dude, just, yeah. That's why you have to look at it as a whole, because even though the calls weren't there, and unfortunately they're coming in now, which is screwing me, but that has no commentary in how many puts could be sold. Wow. It really started at 9:43, picked up at 10, and then really got going at whatever, 10 or some shit like that. That's a lot of puts being sold. Now, once again, it might be selling to open. They might be putting a floor beneath us, or they might be selling to close. We don't know. We'll know at the end of the day when the data settles. In terms of the delta influence, it's mathematically the same. But when you're selling puts, that doesn't necessarily mean closing out puts. It could be selling puts to open a position. You can sell to open. STO versus STC. Sell to open versus sell to close. Buy to open versus buy to close. So we can see right now measurably there's a bunch of put selling, but that doesn't necessarily mean they are selling to open or close. And in reality, it's probably a mixture of the two. It's probably a mixture of the two. Netflix is getting a bit of a pop. Block got a pop, giving some of it back. Yeah, I'm just so evidently on the wrong side of this trend right now, which is the worst fucking position to be. I hate rooting for the trend to change. I'm more so, my best trading is done where I'm sitting there waiting for a new trend to get created. I try to hop on early and then I just ride it with minimal risk. When I'm in a position and then I'm wrong and then I'm praying that it's going to switch back, it's my worst trading. And for obvious reasons, for very obvious reasons. I'm getting my dick kicked in today, team. Shit. I was obviously looking to see if this would break down right here. But look at every time, either a VWAP bounce or the 50 EMA bounce. VWAP, 50 EMA, 50 EMA, 50 EMA, 50 EMA. I fucking hate it. This is poor trading. This is poor decision making. I'm on the wrong side of the trend. And you get into that boat of just like the hopium that trend will reverse. And in reality, the play of the day was probably right here at 1042, 1043, this long. That was, and now we're at IB. We overshot IB. Maybe we get rejected here. IB rejection. Maybe we go for the 50% retracement. That's possible. So now I hate being in a trade and then all of a sudden you're updating your thesis of why you're in it. So why did I get into this trade? No one was buying calls. And now that it's gone against me, I'm starting to look for other ones. And I do know the odds of an IB rejection all the way to the 50% retracement, 890, are decently high. So now, like, you can tell you're in something bad when you're updating it and trying to come up with a reason to still be into it. It's just not good decision making. It really, really isn't. I wouldn't mind this trade if I was getting into it now. If I was short at 95, I wouldn't mind this long at 42. Instead, I'm just babying a fucking position that I shouldn't be involved with. Weak sauce from your boy. Weak sauce from your boy. Not strong sauce. Not strong sauce. Do I have the balls to do this? You know, if we're already going D-Gen, you might as well make it worth it. It's bounced here all these times before.
Order filled. Order submitted.
We're playing with fire now, folks. We're playing with fire now. All right. Someone remember this. My average is 47.75. That's going to disappear if I get a fill, so I need to mark that out. 47.75. No, don't do this to me. No, 2 points away. Fuck. That's not good. 2 points. No. Maybe I shouldn't have been playing with fire, folks. Come on, give me this fill just to cut my risk in half. Let's dump it down. It got so close. 2.5 points. It got to 38.50. My fill was at 36. We're playing with fire. We're playing with fire. Come on, get the fill. I'm trying to get my risk back to one contract. I just want to de-risk the situation. I didn't think I was being that greedy. I'm front running VWAP. VWAP, I'm front running it by about 2 points. Come on. Oh, no. There we go. All right. So remember, see how it just changed? That's because it does this first in, first out thing. That's why I marked it. My fill is actually 47.50, but because I dumped one, it's a first in, first out methodology. But really what matters is from the average, this blue horizontal line is my actual break even. So basically where it's showing, it's better than it actually is. So please understand that even though it's showing 59.25, that's just because I had 2 contracts and I dumped one. The blue horizontal line 47.75 is actually my average. So we're basing it off of this. We're not basing it off of where it says I'm in. Is it going to break down at VWAP? I'm looking, if it doesn't hold VWAP, I'm looking at the 50% retracement, which is the common play off of IB. Is you look at basically the second side of IB that's made, which today was the high. You look for the retracement of 50%, and then you go long. The odds of that play are pretty good. I'll play it every once in a while. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it is a strong play. If you don't know what that is, once again, to explain. So the red dash line is the IB high and low. It's the high and the low of the first hour of the day. Obviously, high is up here. The low is down here. You look at the one that is made second. So we made the high after we made the low. So your bias would be bullish. So you're looking for a long position at the 50% retracement, which is 890. Like I said, I will trade it every so often. It's not my favorite play, but I'll trade it. But to clarify, that's all on if we don't bounce off VWAP for the third time. We broke above it. We battled. The bulls won. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, potentially 3 bounces. And I need it down to like 15 to be positive on the accounts today. Maybe like 18. I need it to snap 920 to be positive on the accounts. Folks, I have not forgotten. We are still doing Payday Friday. If you haven't already, don't forget to hang on, where is it? Right here. Like, retweet, and follow. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. You are all invited to participate. It is free to participate. We're giving away 10 prop accounts, 5 from Vanquish for sim to funded options trading, 5 from FFN for sim to funded futures trading, 5 and 5. That's the 10 prop accounts. And we're also doing $150 of cold hard cash to the marble winner. So basically all the 5 from here, the 5 from here, those 10 people will be put into a marble race. The winner of said race will be getting the $150 of cold hard cash. So it is free for everyone to get involved. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. The giveaway is going to be done partially on Twitter, partially in the Goonie Trading Discord. If you want to trade with me, GoonieTrading.com. Once again, in the description of the video. Another VWAP bounce. All right. Is the third time a charm? Is the third time the charm? Is the third time the charm? SPY Delta did get destroyed there. People started buying longer dated puts, but they stopped doing that. NASDAQ just popped out of nowhere. Someone sold a chunk of puts. Once again, are they buying calls? No one is buying calls today, which is why I feel like I've been taking crazy pills all day. This is all just people selling puts, like no other. Wow, dude, it's just endless put selling, especially in the tech sector, but this might be just acting as a magnet. 6,900 key technical level, key psychological level. It's a huge positive gamma node. We just might be having this magnetic force getting pulled into the gravity of this gamma black hole. Well, another VWAP bounce. Holy shit. So instead of doing the 50% retracement, it just bounced off of VWAP, and we're going right back up to IB. Wow. Wow. Remember, my average is not 59 because I scaled out. It's actually 47.75. So this number makes it look better than it actually is. So whether I'm green, I'm actually less green. If I'm red, I'm actually more red. This fill right here is making the situation look better than it actually is. My average fill is 47.75. Dude, weak sauce out of me today. Like, really, really weak sauce out of me today. I expected better. I expected better from myself. Yeah, this is fucking me. Come on. Come back down to 62. I guess just because we're here, and I find sometimes it's best to teach about trading when you're doing live trading. So obviously when I have good trades, I like to break down what I saw, what I didn't, but maybe even more helpful is when I break down when things are going awry and not necessarily working. So for today, if I had to really like assign like what happened here and like how this went wrong and how I got onto the wrong side of the trend, was I saw an alignment between options flow and price action that was downward. It was bearish. So I was like, okay, cool. I see this trend. I think I could get in. And then price action went against me. And the reason I didn't get out was because what I was seeing in the world of options was still bearish. And actually, I still contest that what I'm seeing is bearish. So I was unwilling on the second trade to admit I was wrong with that price action, because I kept thinking, okay, at any moment, this could revert and it's going to go in my favor. So why would I get out now where I just need a little bit of patience? But then when you keep doing that, it just might not. And of course, price kept trending against me. And then that's how I got into this situation. And with that being said, the situation is manageable. It's not like I've blown out or anything. Like if I close it out right now, I've only given back half my profits from yesterday. So of course I would love to make money every single day, duh. But it's even when making bad, shitty decisions, you can keep things in control by keeping your sizing in control. So the fact that I'm trading with a contract is kind of a savings grace today, by just like, not like, things get bad when you make poor decisions, and you make poor decisions over size. So if you can take out one of those situations, okay, well, inherently it can't get that bad if you're trading with appropriate size. So that's kind of where I'm at. I suppose I put way too much emphasis, and in hindsight, like I said, I've been using the word conspiratorial. I kind of feel like a conspiratorial nut. Like, I'm looking at the data. I'm like, no one's buying calls. And once again, to drive this point home, that is an accurate statement. The issue was it's not taking into, I suppose, appropriate context how much put selling there's actually been. And as people are selling puts and puts and puts, Delta's going up and up and up, and the market makers have to manage that appropriately. And what they do to manage it is, in one way or another, going to support upward price movement. So I think I was not fully respecting both sides of the calls and puts. I feel like I got too honed into the calls, and I was almost like oblivious to how much put selling there was, to kind of break down like how I just got into this. No risk, Matt, just gambling. That's obviously not true. I mean, I literally just gave you the mathematical, the like empirical, objective breakdown of what's going on. And then we just have stupid fucking people. And I get it. Like, at a certain point, when you put yourself out there, like when I put this gigantic evidence or emphasis on being as transparent as I can, I understand that I open myself up for this type of ridicule, and I get it. Like, it just comes with it. But what's crazy about it is that type of thing, it's going to be coming from the same people who like are literally just blowing out their accounts all the time. Like, I'm here trying to give you the math, the stats, the reasoning, like actual objective measurable things. And then you just have people like, nah, this is just gambling. Like, I get it. And like, I'm not your mom. I'm not in control of your finances. But also, that's just going to obviously be correlated with you like blowing out your accounts all of the time. Like, I would bet any amount of money that the same person making those types of content or comments is like deeply, deeply in the red and is just nowhere even close to being net profitable. Which, as a person who like, I do enjoy teaching and I obviously want to make people better, that part of it is like frustrating, because like basically you just have dipshits who don't know what they're talking about, but they have like this confidence that they know. I just got to cut this loose at this high. If anything, I should have gone long on this crossover here when it hit that fill value. I should have flipped it, and I would be way better off than I am right now. That's why I say no risk. That's why I said no risk. What are you talking about, no risk? There's literally a stop on the chart. Are you fucking blind? Like, Frank, seriously, are you retarded? Like, what are you trying to say when you're saying no risk? Because, like, obviously there was risk. So, like, break it down. Like, use your words. Attempt to get some reasonable level of communication in your life. Like, obviously you can't literally mean no risk. So you're trying to say something else, which is what? Like, do you just not know how to properly talk or communicate? Like, are you attempting to get across an idea that you just don't have the intellectual capability to like share with like the group here? Like, what is the idea that you're trying to get across? Because like obviously you can't literally mean no risk, because this entire time I've traded with one contract, I've had risk on it. Like there was always risk, and it was controlled risk. So like what are you trying to say here? Nothing. He doesn't even know. Ain't no truly successful mature trader whatever put down Matt through Kohrs. No, I'm sure they have. Like, and I admit when I do dumb shins that like shit, there's fair criticism. If anything, I think I'm the first to self-criticize. Like I've explained everything that I've done wrong today. It wasn't like, oh, woe is me, oh shucks, I'm unlucky. No, like literally I've given you guys the full-fledged breakdown of where I went wrong. Now actually, is SPX gonna hold 870? Where was that magnet level? Bullish. The 10-minute hasn't broken, dude. That's a fucking dangerous game to be going long here. It's a dangerous game. The 5 and the 10 did break. We're above 870. You do have higher highs and higher lows. It's just these puts are just endless. I fought the trend of the put selling. That was such weak decision making. This whole thing is just puts being sold. No fucking way. My knockout was the high. Talk about getting kicked while you're down. It's probably going to range here. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's a tough thing to predict. It's one thing if you have an absurd amount of positive gamma, it becomes a bit easier. But I'm actually seeing negative gamma. I don't know if I agree with ranging. Well, if it does, it also could just be larger range. But I'm seeing a lot of negative gamma. I'm seeing low stability. I'm not necessarily seeing the hallmarks of like, oh, we're getting caught up. And like, that's going to be it. Wait, did you try to say something? I'm really good. What? And I can't type fast either, so I keep it short. Carry on. Okay, so literally by your own admission, just like useless fucking input. Useless input. If you're going to have useless input, at least make it funny. Like, I understand that many of you are not going to like be adding to the trading conversation, but if you're going to add to the conversation, at least try to make it humorous. Matt got stream site back down. Double top high. It's frustrating, but also I couldn't, like, if it just exploded and went from there, like, dude, honestly, for as shitty as I've been trading today, I kind of deserve it. I not only do I deserve the knockout at the high, for as shitty as I've been trading, I kind of actually also deserve this to actually vomit here and go all the way down and just get sent into hell. Like, honestly, like, that's how bad that I've been trading. Is like I kind of deserve the worst of it at this point. If I were the market gods, that's how I would actually punish me. You would think that the macro events would have a downward pressure on the markets to show you they need to. Well, the markets are red. What are you talking about? They are red. Look at, they are red. What are you talking about? The SPY is down. The Qs are down. The Russell is down. If you're trying to time the top or the bottom, use a trailing stop order. Worked for me this morning. I'm not against trailing, but that reasoning of it worked for me. You can, just because something worked, especially on a data sample of 1, that's so dangerous. I feel like I'm just unfortunately repeating myself all the time with this type of shit, but like, that is so incredibly dangerous that you saw something work once and you're like, cool, I'm going to trade with that now. The market is so commonly 50-50 in its distribution anyway. Fuck this, dude. No way. That's insane. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Of like seeing one, like that would be, there's no mathematical difference between your statement and being like, okay, I went long at market open and the first minute was green. So because it worked today, I'm going to do it all of the time. Like you were just on the right side of a 50-50 coin flip. Like just be very, very careful with that. Like I'm happy it worked for you. I'm stoked you made money. Hey, fuck, better than me today. But I'm saying be careful with like carrying that generic mantra forward. That just, it gets dangerous really, really quick because all of a sudden you might be trading on a system that you think the stats are one thing when in reality, that's just not the stats. Jesus. All right. So now that I have no position, what is actually smart here? So if I go long right here, the risk is 30 points at $600. So if I'm wrong on this one, I'm giving back my profits from yesterday. So obviously I'm up on the week because I made Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then I'd be basically canceling yesterday's gains. Am I all right with that? Am I accepting of this risk? Maybe yes, maybe no. Oh, how much am I going to be like knowing my luck if I do it? That's going to be the moment that like that conspiratorial shit that I was looking at is going to come to fruition. SPY is holding somewhat decently. Where are we over here? That magnet is all the way up at 6,900. So if we can break and hold 70 here, which we're having a big issue at, but if we can do that, 70 is setting up a push to like 95, 900. But that's a huge if, obviously. The last high was actually a lower high than we've seen. So a little bit of consolidation right now because we're seeing these lower highs and these higher lows. Now, granted, generally you do break the consolidation in the same direction that you were coming from. So obviously we were trading upward. So it's about a 5 to 10% edge that we actually break up, but obviously by no means a guarantee here. I cannot believe that exit was well, I can't believe it. Just those freak things of like getting out and in at the worst position are seemingly correlated with days that you're just not doing the right shit. All right, I might take a stab at this. I'm just waiting for Icarus to fire.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Okay, we're going to see if we can take a stab at it. Maybe I could dig myself out of this hole, or maybe not. But anyway, my stop is there. Basically, I'm seeing we're back at this key level. We've tested it twice. I'm looking for that breakout. If it happens, I'm looking for SPX to pop up to 6,900. On that note, let's do this Payday Friday giveaway. First of all, shout out to Funded Futures Network. This is the final day with code Goonie. 50% off. When you buy one, you can get another one for free, and there's no activation fee. The best deal that you could possibly get today. Shout out to Funded Futures Network. Vanquish, 50% off with code Goonie. Shout out to them. And even though they're not part of the giveaway, Lucid's deal is also running today. 50% off. Once again, code Goonie. So if you haven't already, don't forget to like, retweet, and follow. It's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. I'm going to give you time to do that. And in the meantime, I am going to general chat. All right, let's get this giveaway going. Giveaway duration 3 mins. 3 mins. Winners 7. Prize racer. All right, if you are in the Goonie Trading Discord, it is live. Everyone live. All right, so that is in there. If you are in the Goonie Trading Discord, you can enter in and you have 3 minutes. So while that is running, it is officially live. It is live. It is live. It is live. It is live. The other thing I could do right now is the Twitter picker. Let me zoom in on that. Twitter picker. I need to get to this. All right, Twitter picker, close. All right, there's the URL, retweet. All right, winners, 3 from here. Must follow Matt_Kohrs. Any. Okay, so anyone there, like we're not putting any like requirements on this. All right, I'm gonna give you guys like 10 more seconds to figure out, just so everyone's involved in this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so these are 3 of our 10 competitors. Let's see who's picked. Let's see who's picked. Let's see who is picked. Johnny, Don, and Johnny, Christian, and One Piece fam, it looks like. All right, so those are 3 of our 10 competitors. Awesome. Cool. And it looks like we have 1 more minute to get the other 7. So just waiting for the other right here. 1 minute. Is there a way to zoom in on it? It looks pretty small. But anyway, I'll figure that out later. It's just because of the screen being so big. My apologies. But we have 56 seconds. So in the meantime, here, I'll put this up. I'm actually green, which is a surprise.
Order filled.
All right.
Order
so what I
submitted.
just did was I added to my position, but the first one that I'm in, I moved that stop to break even. So it's a freebie trade. This is a strategy I use to get myself out of a hole when I'm in a hole. It does increase the chances of you getting knocked out for break even. But if you're right and it does go, well, then you have more contracts. So the reason I could pull this off is I added one here at 25,000, a key level. Obviously, I'm betting on the breakout holding. But on the first one, I'm not taking risk. The stop is at break even on that first one. And obviously, I have the average fill of 96. So I have 2 options. I could either put the stop at break even at the average value, or I could put it at the fill value of those individually. Like that's going to be mathematically the same thing. So I was willing to add one because I moved the stop on the other to break even. So the very first one that I took here at 11.13 is a freebie trade. I just added one on this bounce breakout. Ideally, we get a nice continuation. And if I'm wrong, one's at break even, the other one is taking on risk. So I would love to get maybe both of these up to 96 or maybe something like that. Or maybe I could put them both to 88. That wouldn't be too bad. But anyway, I just want to clarify that one of these is riskless while the other one is taking on a bit of risk. I generally do my best trading when I'm only taking on 1 contract's worth of risk at a time. But I do want to clarify, this is the new tool. I am long 2 contracts of NQ. So this is a thing I built yesterday. Long, obviously, and then 2x the amount of contracts. And my average fill is 96, or it looks like just below 96. And then this is the real-time update of the unrealized situation, which hopefully it doesn't knock me out. But if it does, once again, it's a freebie trade because it's there at break even. You could see the little blue notch. I'll zoom in so you can see it a little bit better, but you can see the little blue notch. So it's a freebie trade. And when I do this, a lot of them get knocked out for break even, maybe 2/3 or slightly more. But it's one of those things that if you just get lucky every so often, ideally 1/3 of the time, yeah, it's about to knock it. So it sucks. But maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe get back above 25,000. It's getting awfully close. Shit. Come on. Bounce out of here. Get away. Get away. But I just want to clarify, if this one gets knocked, it's a break-even trade. This stops at break-even. So, like, you could do that pretty much all day till you're blue in the face because it's not going to cost you anything.
Order filled.
So that one got knocked out for break-even. That sucks. It's a bummer. This one should actually be 74. So I now just have one. Shit, and it's getting knocked pretty hard here.
Order filled.
And the one with risk got nicked. Well, that's a bummer on this. Oh, these ranges are just so fucking brutal. All right. Anyway, did this fire off? Okay, it did. All right, let me take a screenshot. So we have our other 7 competitors. All right. Shout out to Ben, Standing Red, Waldo, Rutube, Crazy, Clavens, and Steven. 7 the whiskey, sorry. All right, let me move this over here. All right, we have all the names. Let me get going. Where is the game, though? Why did Marbles just crash? Marbles just crashed on me. Do I need to reboot it? Games. All right, I need to reboot it for some reason. Do I have a corrupt copy of Marbles? Can they even corrupt a copy of Marbles? I think this one should be working right here. All right, there we go. I think, can you guys see this? I think it should be going. That was kind of crazy. Race, random map. We are doing the funnel, bots 10, and then I just need to get all the competitors in here. All the competitors in here, while also simultaneously watching what I am doing. All right, so we're getting all 10, there's 10. All right, so we have Ben. We have Standing Red. We have Waldo. Well, I think we found him. We have RuTube. We have Crazy. We have Claven. And Whiskey. 7 the Whiskey. And then that is from there. And then we have Johnny, Christian, and One Piece. Okay. John. One Piece was the last one. And then Christian. All right. Finished. So we have our 10 competitors. Great. We have our map. Awesome. What we are missing out on is our music, though. So that's a big issue. Let me get that. All right. Before we get rocking here, hang on. Let me get into it. We added the names. Let's get into the map. Before we get rocking, and we do have some specialty tunes for this, which we're going to be jamming out to. Before we get rocking today, who do you guys think is going to win? We have 10 of the fastest marble racers in all of the land. So if you were a betting person, which I know many of you in here are betting people, if you were a betting person, who would you bet on winning? Who would you be slapping it down on right about now? $20 on One Piece. Make me proud, Waldo. I'm going to win. Ben, you're going to win. RuTube, Ben, $5. All right, you guys are opening up secondary and tertiary books. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let me make sure this music is where it needs to be. Hang on. All right. All right, let's get jamming here. All right, we're going in 3, 2, 1. And we are off. Who's going to get the first drop? We're listening to a little Stray Capital. We print all night. Rue, early leader. Christian's right there, though. Christian going for the first drop. Christian, a decisive lead out of the gate. He must have cardio for days. Followed by Christian getting the first drop. Followed by who? No one else has dropped yet. One Piece is in second, but a distant second. Christian coming out of the gates like no other. Christian. One piece in a deep second, followed by Waldo. We did find him. Christian taking the right. Whoa, what's that path over there? That's like dead. All right, Christian, are you going to hold this lead the whole time? Christian. Missing the speed up. Christian, all right. Bouncing around a little bit. I mean, this has been dominant thus far. He's just chilling. He came out of the funnel the fastest. Ooh. All right. One piece is there. Waldo's there as well. We're losing everyone now. Christian's already dropping on the second one. Wow. There's Christian. Just dominant performance. Missing the speed up again. Missing 2 speed ups and yet still confidently leading. Look at how far ahead he is. Rue is back there. I don't know what to say, folks. Christian came out of the gate swinging. And he's winning. Wow. Who's in second?
Order filled.
I got triggered long. Who's in third? One piece. Crazy's in fourth. Crazy got fourth. Ben, you're in fifth. Waldo, we're finding him in sixth. Standing red. Folks, everyone survived, but this was just, I mean, literally from the get-go, this was a dominant performance from Christian. Really, really was. Like, just out of the gates, Christian got the first drop and did not look back. Gave his competitors a total of 0 seconds to breathe. One of the most dominant performances we've seen. A round of applause. So obviously, huge shout out to Christian for winning that. You're going to be getting the extra $150. But I do want to let you know that everyone, so obviously One Piece, Christian, I'll be reaching out to you, Johnny, and then everyone on the Discord. If you are one of the 10 people who were in the race, you won either a Vanquish account or you won an FFN account. I will be reaching out to you today to get you those codes and the information and all that. So make sure, whether you're in the Discord, keep an eye on your DMs. If you happen to be on Twitter, also same thing, keep an eye on your DMs. So I'll be DMing everyone to see how things are going or not going. What is happening here? So block. Hang on, let me pause that for a second. We're kind of going up, kind of going flat, kind of going up. Where are we? Mag 7 taking a big hit, but I guess it maybe does or doesn't matter today. I have absolutely no idea. What do we have here? The SPY climbing up. Trace tool getting into the zone, but I mean, we could easily popped it at 95. That's all negative gamma. Yeah, so the battle's at 70 right now. Where is SPX? Surprise, surprise. It's right at 70. It's right at the battle. A little bit of a fake out breakout there. These down sloping highs. We broke out, fake, broke out, fake, pinned right back down to 70. So right now, literally, we're just at this positive gamma node. If we get knocked, there's support at 60. Below that, maybe 30. If we keep going up there, you're looking at 95, 6,900. And then you have a pretty sizable call credit spread at 905, which is adding a lot to this positive gamma node. So I'm watching that. But in a secondary bearish case, there is another node down here that I just want to put like on your radar if something turns this afternoon. But overall, even though no one's buying calls, there's enough put selling. Well, now they're starting to. The put selling is actually kind of stopped. It was selling hard until not 10:45, and then a mere 10 minutes later, that's when we got a little bit of call buying. So call buying is now starting. Dude, what a weird, messy day in the options world. And I've made many missteps today, obviously. Just fight in the trend. I saw one aspect of options, and I thought that meant something more than it did. And the analysis of it was right, but I was unwilling to take in other pieces of information is where I kind of, I don't know, your boy got into a little bit of trouble. But hey, there's a lot of trading left today. And if there's a nice trend, I might be able to hop onto it and actually make some of this dinero back. So I'm going to keep trading. I'm going to go head over to the Goonie Discord. If you want to trade with me, it is there, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything, reach out to me. There is a contact page there. I just need your name, email, whatever your question is. This personally comes to me. It's not like an AI system or anything like that. Like, it comes directly to me, and I do my best to get back to everyone as quickly as I can, generally within a day. So I just wanted to call that out. Overall, happy Friday. TGIF. I do appreciate all the good vibes. Don't be like me, taking the whole picture. Don't just get so like, I suppose, like blinded by one piece of information, because remember, trading is a concert of information. And if you start treating one thing as the end all be all, that's where you might get in trouble if it ends up not being the end all be all. So for me, what I'm going to do is, I've been in these situations before, and I know that if I just calm down and go to my core trading strategy and kind of revert to taking in all the information, ideally I'll be able to get myself out of this hole. But right now, I think it'll actually be relatively easy to, if there is a nice pop to 6,900, because on this breakout, I'll trigger that long, I'll ride it all the way up, I'll take my profits a little bit early, but that should be more than enough to get my head back above water on the day. So that's kind of like, I am a man with a plan. Is the plan going to work? I don't know. I had a plan earlier today, and it thus far didn't work, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. That's what I have for you. I appreciate all the good vibes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. If not, have fun. We're going to be posting content today, all over the weekend, and then we're going to be streaming once again Monday morning, 9 a.m., bright and early. Once again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for celebrating Payday Friday. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.